Well, this is a part of the Act of Remembrance for All Saints Church of England Primary School on the Armistice Day, the 11th of November 2020. What I was wondering is whether you can remember what you remember every year. The two big things that come into my mind are your birthday and maybe Christmas. I bet you can remember your birthday now, the date of the year, whether it's a long way away in the future or whether it's just a few days away or it's just gone past. And I hope you can remember very happy birthdays. And what about Christmas? Well, that's coming up, in less than 2 months now. So you just have this part of the half term to go, and then it'll be Christmas time. And we can all look forward to it. And I wonder whether you can remember last Christmas and what you did and who you were with. There may be other things you remember in the year as well. Your brothers and sisters, perhaps, they have birthdays. Your parents, perhaps, they have birthdays. All sorts of other things, maybe, you remember in the year. And I wonder how you do it. Normally, we remember things with cards, with presents, with special songs, Happy Birthday to You, Away in the Manger, different special songs we might sing to highlight and to remember what we want to. Because I can guarantee the day you were born, you won't remember that at all. You were far too young. But I bet your parents remember it. And they want to hang on to that memory, to that remembrance of your birthday, the day you were born. Same as Christmas. We weren't there when Jesus was born. We weren't in the crib. We were Jesus was born many, many years ago. So we weren't there. But Christians have remembered his birth for 2,000 years, lest it be forgotten. And that's what we do for remembrance at this time of year. Because 100 years ago or so, it seems like a long, long time ago, but about 100 years ago, we had the First World War and then the Second World War. And they were big, big things. And just in this community here, just in East Clevedon, part of our school, do you know, 37 people lost their lives during those world wars. And that was so important and so necessary to remember that every single year since then, on the 11th of November, we remember them. The 11th of November is important because that's when the First World War ended. And if you go up to Walton Road, you might just see the War Memorial. There you have Christ and his cross, a little bit like this one here. But it's dedicated to those 37 people who lost their lives. And although we have no memory of any of that, none at all, nonetheless, it's important that we remember, a bit like remembering your birthday and a bit like remembering Christmas. But we don't do it with cards, we don't do it with flowers or presents, but what we do it with is silence and one of these poppies, which grew on the battlefields of the First World War. So we do remember it in a special way, in silence and in poppies. And if you go to the War Memorial on Walton Road, you'll see a big wreath made of poppies that we laid there on Remembrance Sunday, just 2 days ago. So what I'm going to do now, we're going to have a short act of remembrance with a silence in it, just about 30 seconds or so. And in that time, we'll remember all those people from this community, from East Clevedon, who gave their lives for us. So let us remember before God and commend to his sure keeping those who have died for their country in war, those known to us whose memory we treasure, and all who have lived and died in the service of mankind. So let's keep a silence now. They shall grow not old, as we that are left grow old. Age shall not weary them, nor the years condemn. At the going down of the sun and in the morning, we will remember them. We will remember them. When you go home, tell them of us and say, for your tomorrow, we gave our today. Thank you. And you know that since the Second World War, there have been lots of other conflicts as well. We've had the Korean War, with the Vietnam War, we've had trouble in Northern Ireland, Afghanistan, Iraq, and other places too. And there are people who serve in the armed forces, in the army, the Air Force and the Navy, to this day, keeping us safe and keeping the peace. But there's one other thing I wanted to mention. You know, we keep remembrance through silence and through these poppies. But you know, one of the best ways, I think, people who served in the war would like to remember is through you. It's through the sound of children in your school, in All Saints. Because I think lots of those people who gave their lives, the one thing they wanted was that their families, their children, could grow up in peace and have happy and fulfilled lives. And so hearing you in the school or in your home, having fun, being happy and enjoying your life is an act of remembrance for them too.